me. I'm an older sister to Marissa, Sophia, and my little brother Nicholas, who couldn't be here because he's taking his first karate class. And I have an older brother named Christopher. I would like to share my story with you and to help you understand how vital it is for events like this today for children and families all over the world just like mine. I'm 17 years old, and I'm living proof that the life-saving work done by the Labatt Family Heart Center at SickKids. I am one of 200 people in the world with the rarest congenital heart disease called trichosarteriosis. I was born without a pulmonary artery, which means when I was born, I didn't have connection from my lungs to my heart, and I had a massive hole in my heart. If I had been born 2 to 3 years earlier, I probably would not have survived. To date, I have had 4 major surgeries. On a worldwide basis, my disease is seen less than 4 times a year. My first surgery was a grueling 8-hour operation when I was only 20 days old. SickKids and my surgeon, Dr. Bernardsdale, implanted a Gore-Tex material inside my heart to close up the massive hole from the inside. And they also had to reroute my arteries properly. At one point, I was 24 hours away from dying. I was losing massive amounts of blood, but the great people at SickKids fought around the clock for literally 3 days to save my life. My second operation was an angio when I was 2, and my third was another major open heart surgery performed by Dr. Bernardsdale at SickKids, having to replace my donor artery. My fourth operation was in December 2010, and I had a revolutionary surgery where they gave me a new valve in my heart where one did not exist before, and they did this through angioplasty. This revolutionary surgery saved me from having to have my chest reopened for a 3rd time. And it may not seem like a big deal, but after this revolutionary surgery, I was finally able to go on the behemoth roller coaster at Canada's Wonderland. To me, and to so many afflicted children, SickKids is our home away from home. To SVP Sports, there are not enough words to express my family's gratitude to you. And when I say families, I don't just mean mine. Every family who has a baby diagnosed with a heart condition, who is seen by someone at SickKids, is looking for and praying for a miracle. SVP Sports, you are that miracle. My parents are so grateful to the unknown heroes who are the true heroes at SickKids. My mom and dad who prayed for a miracle have other parents before theirs to thank who didn't get to bring their miracles home. With my disease when I was younger, I could not live unless another baby died, and my family truly understands the miracle. SVP Sports, I want to share with you something that happened to my dad and me. 10 years ago, when I was 7 years old, I was asked to help share my story, much like tonight, and received a large, generous donation at the time. And at the time, the reporter asked the donor if they thought they were making a difference with their efforts and their donations. The donor originally thought, no, I wasn't, until they met the patients at SickKids and the families who go there. SVP Sports, I stand before you ever grateful and always striving to be the best I can be, and I promise I will make an impact in your honor. You may not see your generosity firsthand all the time, but please understand and believe me, you will impact thousands of families here in Ontario and all around the world because the work that is done by SickKids is shared around the world. Doctors come to SickKids to train so that when they go back to their own home countries, they can treat children at their own home bases. For that, they are eternally grateful. SVP Sports, thank you so very much. I would like to share with you some things that I have been able to accomplish since being given a new lease on life on 17 years ago when I was only 3 weeks old. I'm an honors student in grade 12 and plan on going to medical school. I've competed in cross-country racing from my high school and finished 40th out of 210. I won the Athlete of the Month in grade 9 and played competitive soccer. I competed for and was awarded the Cardiology Co-op Placement Program at South Lake Regional Healthcare Center in Newmarket, and it was highly competitive. I had to beat out 93 other applicants. It was a tremendous opportunity, and I know that medicine is my calling. This past April, I was part of a school mission trip to rural China for 2 weeks. It was a life-changing experience. Our team built a pig pen, helped a local farmer, we taught English in a school, and created an Olympic Day for the children and immersed ourselves in culture. Additionally, we walked along the Great Wall of China, which is very emotional for me, because I wasn't supposed to live 17 years ago. I wasn't supposed to live 17 years ago, and I was on the top of the Great Wall of China with all of my friends. Being in China and participating in mission work and seeing philanthropy in action just like tonight is very meaningful to me. And I think in a way, it's given me more of insight into how important the spirit of philanthropy is. I feel so fortunate that through SickKids Foundation, I am able to share my story with so many wonderful people at events like these. I have presented flowers to the royal family of Japan, participated in a music video for the Herbie Fund, participated in making a video for the Herbie Fund and TV commercials, and I was made champion child for SickKids in 2007, and I met the Governor General. I cherish these memories and experiences. My career ambition is to be accepted into medical school and become a cardiologist and work beside my hero, Dr. Bernardsdale at SickKids Hospital. That would really be full circle. I would be remiss if I did not make special mention to SVP Sports, that your generous donations help dedicated people like Dr. Bernardsdale and his team at SickKids save people just like me. People talk about heroes all the time, and some think it's celebrities or politicians. But to my family, Dr. Bernardsdale and the countless people at SickKids Hospital are true heroes, and we love them so very much. I may not meet you all, and I may not remember all of your names, but I want you to know what you did tonight made a huge difference. And in closing, just to let you know, you have given me back my life, and I do love my life. Thank you.
Tonight. I'm very honored to work at SickKids Foundation. It's definitely one of those places where anyone that hears the word SickKids, they feel like they have a special connection. And since I've started working there, I'm actually surprised at how many people have personally visited the hospital or know someone who has. More than that, I'm surprised at the generosity of our amazing donors. We are so humbled and grateful to have such incredible support from the community. And that includes groups like SVP Sports. So thank you so much for this amazing turnout. I don't know the final number yet, but what I've seen is truly incredible. And I do want to thank Joseph for all of his amazing work in making today possible. So if you'll join me in a round of applause for him. This really started a couple of months ago when I received a phone call from Joseph, and he said, I know Tony, a friend of his, has been supporting SickKids and referred Joseph over to us, and there's Tony over there, so thank you for the referral. And Joseph said, I really want to try and make this happen, and I want it to be a great success, and I think you can see today from the turnout and from all of your support that that's exactly what's happened. It's hard to follow a story like Brianna's. What I can tell you is that SickKids is so much more than just a hospital. There's a library where patients can come down if they're well enough to look through books, to listen to story time. If the patients aren't well enough, then we have TVs in all of their rooms, and they can actually just turn on the TV and watch story time take place. We have clowns that go around the hospital. We have puppies that go around the hospital to play with the patients. It really is truly an incredible place. This this fall, we're actually launching the biggest fundraising campaign in healthcare history to help rebuild the hospital. So that's a really exciting time for us. Keep an eye out for those of you who have seen the Versus campaign. Hopefully we'll have some other great surprises for you. But overall, just thank you so much for your generosity and your support. This has been incredible. So I do have a plaque that I want to present. It's upside down. Excuse me. I do have a plaque on behalf of SickKids Foundation that I'm thrilled to present to you guys. So thank you so much.
Can I get all the SVP staff and volunteers to come up, please? Brianne, can you join us as well? Nayusha, Brianne, on behalf of SickKids. You got me so frazzled right now. Yeah. On behalf of SVP Sports, we'd like to present you with this check. Online, through the generous donations of everybody in this room, we've raised $70,000. That's just online. That doesn't include this event. That doesn't include the sponsorships and everything. So in a few days, we're going to send out an email to everybody thanking them. And we're going to let you know what the final total is. This was online only. Brianne, we have a little gift for you, just to say thanks for your time.
Oh, thank you.
And thanks to our friends at SVP.